Everything in this life has potential, but if you don't put any action towards it, it's just worthless potential. Nobody wants that. If you're just gonna complain and treat yourself like a victim, no one else can help you but yourself, okay? There are other people who have more disadvantages than you. They have less privilege than you. There are some babies that are even born and they don't even make it out. They don't even grow fully after 9 months. Some babies don't even make it. But you've been given just one chance in your life. So, what are we going to do? Are we going to be a victim? No. Are we going to lose opportunities? No. We're going to be the girl that gets, not the girl that regrets, okay? Here are the actions that you're going to take to stop yourself from becoming the girl that regrets and become the girl that gets. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to invest in ourselves, because this is our body, this is our mind, our body, our soul. We need to invest in our temple, whether it be physically, mentally, financially. We're going to have to invest in ourselves. And I know this because I remember when I was younger, I asked my older sister, okay, what advice would you give to me? One of them was just do it, which I advise you to do that as well. But the other thing was like, always invest in yourself. Always, always, always. You can do this in many ways. It can be by improving yourself via like your financial intellect. You can take courses. If you don't have money that you want to spend on it, you can study courses online. There's so many free resources out there. So on YouTube, you can find out financial courses. You can buy books. Those are still relevant, right? You can just learn things online even. Like, we've got free resources. You just by cutting financial costs, creating money pots to save for things, fun things that you want to do, like go on holiday, or cut financial costs that you can save money on, like a mortgage, or so that you can save it for your future self and your future family even. For example, my current job, because I couldn't find jobs within that because I just didn't have the education just yet, I bought a course to do because I didn't have access to it yet. So I was, through that course, I was showing that, I really wanted to do this, and it was a paid course. I really wanted to do this and I wanted to pursue this job, and it also showed me what I can do when I was younger, because I remember I dropped out of sixth form because I was like, yeah, education is just not for me. So during that free time, I was working part-time. I had to get a part-time job. Once I did get it, I was like, okay, I've got time. I want to do a course before I can even do the digital marketing practically. So I was like, you know what, let me get my driver's license. Even after completing my driver's license, I didn't get the car just yet, but I just knew I need that license. I've got time, I'm making money, let's just get the license, let's just get that unlocked. And that was like one of the things that I'm so thankful for that I did, because that helped me broaden my opportunities for different jobs, because I live in a town turned city, so it's easier to find more jobs when you drive. Another thing which I advocate for is improving your mental health or your self-care. And with mental health, I remember last year I was in a rut, so everything was fine, but like when you're in a rut, it's just different. It's hard to get out of it, and then everything is fine, but you're just not in a good mental space. So I heard the saying where you can be rich and mentally happy, but it will be terrible to be rich and you're mentally not okay. So make sure you take care of your mental. The next thing that a girl that gets what they want is that they take calculated risks. So unfortunately, men are more inclined to take risks over women. Because I think women are scared of the loss that they will incur due to the risk. But unfortunately, that's holding back a lot of women. So I think a lot of us women need to tap into our masculinity and take a lot of like risks. If you don't want to take a full on risk, which I understand, I would take a calculated risk. So if you need to save up money, so you can take a certain risk so that you can fall back behind on that on the money. So if you need to pay rent for something, but like if you want to study something, if you need to pay rent, then go ahead and take that risk to study what you want to study, and make sure you have money to back yourself up. So this is what I mean by calculated risks. For example, when I dropped out of sixth form twice, when I left certain jobs, I never told my parents, but because of the route that I ended up taking, because I know the traditional route is not for me, sixth form and whatnot, me going my own way was actually the better choice for me, and it worked out so much in the end. Even my mother supports it. Even with the career path that I wanted to take, because I have African parents, so they wanted me to take the traditional route, and you don't know of many jobs that are out there. For some reason, they think being a healthcare or like a dentist or doctor, it will or a lawyer, it will make you you know, like it's probably just to brag like with the family and whatnot. But the problem is, because I know the way I am, I need a job where it's like creative. But I know these types of job, they're very like mentally draining, they're very tiring. I need to study for a long time, and I don't even like studying that much. So I was like, yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work, because I would be depressed if I'm in that types of industries. For example, I remember when if you're in the UK in secondary school, you get to choose different like options. In year 9, you get to choose the different options you want to do. So if you want to do art, if you want to do dance, I decided to do, I don't know what to do, what I wanted to do, so I ended up choosing healthcare. No, health and social, like that type of aspect, because that's what my mother wanted. I was like, I did one lesson, I knew I hated it. I was just, there's something in my gut. I was listening to my gut, and my gut was like, this ain't it. You're gonna be sad. You're gonna be so sad, and you're gonna be angry and sad. So I was just like, you know what? I wanted to do, I think, music, because I chose drama, but I couldn't do music, so I just did dance and drama. I don't regret that to this day. Everything worked out in the end, and I realized that at that time I didn't have to be that serious about it. Like, I could have just chosen it in sixth form and ended up going through that route. So I'm so thankful I didn't choose that. Same with my sister. She's creative. She's like graphic designer. She decides to choose her own path, and now she's working for herself. She's got her own business, and she's happy doing that, and it's doing well, and she's very happy. So I would say take calculated risks or regret. Next step is to take the initiative. Do it now, guys. So with digital marketing, I was kind of quick with it. Like, I was like, you know, if something doesn't feel right, let's just end this. What I regret is like if I'd done YouTube earlier, because I was always like YouTube. The problem with me was the topic. I didn't realize that self-improvement was the area that I wanted to like work in. I'm very happy with this area, but I'm thinking that if I started like 5 years ago and I was just consistent, then it would have just thrived, but it may not be the topics that I would have enjoyed. Who knows? We don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Go get it. Don't regret it like me. But now I'm doing it now, so I'm thankful that I have the opportunity. I have the energy now, and I don't have many responsibilities like a family or whatnot. So yeah, I would say do it now, take the initiative, because you're never going to be any younger than now. If you talk to most older people that they would just say, yeah, take the initiative, do it now, make the risks whilst you're young. Okay, so if you decide to become like a go-getter, like you want to be a woman, a lady, a gal, a girl, goes for what she wants, gets what she wants, takes the initiative, you need to be willing to enjoy the consequences. Research what you're going to sign up for, and research the pros and the cons of it. Everything has a pro and con. Every job has a pro and con, so you need to see if you're aligned with that job role. You're aligned with the actions that you're going to take. And when I went to London, I'm networking and making new friends, seeing new people. With that, there are risks to it, like, because I'm a female. There are risks. I'm risking myself and my safety and whatnot, but so I need to know that those are my consequences. I need to be careful and know how to navigate it safely, and just check people's like Instagram and socials, check if they're real, like voice call them, if I'm worried, video call them, stuff like that. So there are consequences to everything, and that's the same with like YouTube videos. I've got a 9-to-5 job, but I'm sacrificing so much of my time to do these YouTube videos. With those consequences comes like if fame. So like if a lot of people know me and I can't maybe go, I love partying, I love clubbing, so I might not be able to like go clubbing as much as I used to. I need to know that I'm willing to take these sacrifices, because once you go for what you want and you start complaining about it, it's like that's inevitable. You're gonna complain and be annoyed, but at the end of the day, this is your life, this is your story, this is your path. You should have researched it, you should have taken responsibility for it. If you want to build a business by yourself, you may not have a friends for like the first 2 years, because it's going to be lonely focusing what you need to focus on. Or if you're studying to become a dentist, a doctor, it might be hard for you. Or you might not have money in the first few years, because you need experience, you need to study a lot. So you might not have time for the things that you may like to do, like going out, having fun, having brunch with your friends even. So understand the consequences that you're willing to take. Because yes, with dentistry, I was like, if I wanted to become an orthodontist, that would be fabulous if the money's fine. I talked to my dentist at the time when I was in secondary. She said, yeah, the money's good, but studying is long. You have to maybe travel to another country to study, which is a great experience. But I was like, That's not me, because I love my freedom. So you need to know yourself and understand what the consequences are for you. The next thing that go-getter women do is that they set a standard and be willing to walk away from that standard. So this includes, like, let's say you're getting a new job and there's a certain price point that you want. With me, that happened to me. In my apprenticeship, there was a price point that I wanted. I forgot the name, but the people that help you get a job, like, they find new jobs, or they work with companies to find employers that would match well with the job. I forgot what they're called. But most of them were like trying to help me, but some of them were like, that price point is a bit too high, or on the phone with me, price point is a bit too high. Can you go lower? Do you think you should go lower? I was like, at first I was like, because I was looking at the situation that we're in economically, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to push. I'm gonna push for the price that I want. But going for it. But one of the interviews, I was like, let me just lower the price point, and then I regret doing that to this day. But it ended up working out even better than I expected. Had I done that, it all worked out. So don't worry about me. But it made me also learn a lesson to not. I thought it was a lesson from the universe. Like, don't you dare. It was the lesson from the universe. It told me, don't you dare settle. Okay. Even I told my mom, and she's like, why would you do that? Why would you go lower than the price? And I was like, I don't know, because it was literally the phone calls from the people that helped me get a job. They were like, oh, can you go lower? And then all the like cancelled and interviews, and I was just tired at the time, and I'm so thankful. So when you set a standard, from me to you, when you set a standard, you need to stick to your standard and be willing to walk away. Okay? But of course, you need to understand the consequences. Like with entering my apprenticeship, I was getting paid a very, 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 very low amount. But I knew that I really need this. Once I've got this, then I'm good. I'm going to be good. So I was willing to make those consequences. As an example, when I worked at McDonald's, I remember when like my colleagues, and because we're young, we're like 16, when they'll get like a 20p 30p raise, like they'll rave about it. And then knowing me, I like my money. I like big money. So with me, I was like, okay, I didn't think much of it, to be fair. Or maybe the first time it happened, I was like, ooh. But then after, I was like, when you see other people, new people start and they get hyped over it, you're like, that's 60p an hour. Let's calculate it. You work 9 hours shift, 9 times 6, like 30p, 40p, 60p was grand, like £2.70 a shift. The higher ups, they'll like congratulate you, like encourage you, like, yeah, we're getting X. I'm like, don't do that. Don't manipulate me. You're using me as a slave, okay? Because I'm young, and with people who are like 16, they don't get paid as much because they're younger. So another thing that happened was, I remember at the franchise that I was at, I was getting paid a certain amount, and a newcomer came in from another franchise because we need more people. He was getting paid like £7 something, but I was like, he's a newcomer. But it was like, this individual is a newcomer, and I'm training this newcomer. Okay, I'm training this newcomer, but that newcomer's getting more than me. I'm more than happy to train them, but this person's getting more than me. I've been here for like, let's say, a year at least, over a year. That's not right. That's not fair. Like, make it make sense. But you know what? I was like, you know what? I can complain and cry over this ADP difference, or I could just leave, find a better job, go elsewhere, and get bigger money. So that's what I'm saying, is setting your standards. So sometimes don't just walk away. Sometimes it's not worth fighting. We're not fighting over pennies. Don't bother fighting. Just walk away. For example, I have another story. I don't know. Layla Hormozi, I think there was a YouTube short I was watching. I was in a business meeting, and then I think one of the business guys, they made a joke, and that it was like an offensive joke. I have no idea what it was. And she didn't say anything. She just up and left. She didn't call him back. She just went up and left with like her team members, I think. And then they called her back. I think the following day, I don't know, but they were like calling back, they were apologizing, they were so sorry, and they were like, oh my god, we're so sorry, and shouldn't have done it. And they were like shocked that she had done that, and they were very remorseful. I hope so. But it just shows you need to set your standard, so that people don't walk all over you. Like, yeah, set your standard. The next thing that you should do is don't overshare, over-explain. Okay, so what I don't mean is don't share, don't explain. I mean don't overshare, over-explain. Because I feel like a lot of people get confused by that. Because with me, when I'm starting something new, back in the day, I used to say it because I was like, okay, let me say it so that if I have other people watching me, then I'll be pressured into doing it. But things with me, I don't really care. You know, I don't really care. I'm like, I do what I want. You know, I don't care. Let me eat. Let me do my thing. I'm too tired. I don't care. Yeah, I'm like that. So that unfortunately doesn't work. Okay. So I was like, you know, let me flip it. See what happens when I keep quiet and focus on what I need to, and then see if it actually happens. That works out so much better for even with YouTube. I keep on low, keep it quiet, because I'm like, it's only starting out, it's only new, so there's nothing much to say. And when you're doing something, it takes time. So like, just give me the time. And I've said this before, but there's also a study where they had two groups. One group said what they're going to do, the others didn't, and they worked on it. The group that didn't say what they're going to do, they were able to do more than the group that had said what they're going to do. And I feel like the psychology behind that is that if you say you're going to do something, it feels like you've done it already. Like, even with me, I remember when I was at my part-time job, I was like, oh, I'm going to do digital marketing, which I ended up doing it. But it's good for like talking to people about it and get advice, because there was actually someone I'd met who gave me advice to take like an apprenticeship, so I'm so thankful that happened. But if I had kept on the low and just focused on it and told people who knew about it or were associated with it, and then that would have been so much better, because I even had like some people say, you're always going to say you're going to do it. When I did like get like my apprenticeship, I remember co-workers at the time was like, oh, you always say you're going to do it, but you never really do it. I was able to tell them that, yeah, I did get the job. And they're like, oh, surprised. But I was actually thankful they told me that, because I was like, yeah, okay, that way of doing it doesn't actually work. I was like, thank you for telling me that, because it's actually true. That I need to stop doing that stuff, doing things quiet. It's also great because it makes you stronger, it makes you have a stronger mindset, because you know that you can only count on yourself. And once you do start seeing progress, and that means that you can achieve what you want to achieve, you start trusting yourself more, and you start taking account for yourself. Like, okay, we need to get this and done, that and done, because no one knows about it but you. For example, I remember once I got my driving license for a car, my mother was like, oh, why don't you get a car now? And I was like, no, because I can easily take the bus, and that's so much more cheaper. And also, I need to save money so I can actually buy the course. So sometimes you don't need to over-explain, just know which direction you need to take. And that was like the perfect way to go about it, because at the time I did not need a car. And looking back at the prices for like a car for like someone aged 19, 18, oh my god. And COVID happened in 2020. So if I had bought that car before that year, I would have been wasting money on insurance, because I know some of my colleagues at the time, they had to pay for insurance and they couldn't use their car. It was so sad. It was very sad. So I'm so thankful. I was like, so guys, don't overshare, over-explain. Don't be over-influenced by other people. Just know the steps that you're taking and trust yourself. If you want to be a girl that's a go-getter, you need to understand that your time is precious. Your time is precious, okay? So you need to communicate and set healthy boundaries. If you're busy, you need to let others know, so that you can prioritize yourself, prioritize what you're doing, like your business, if you want to focus on something, if you want to start a new job, a side hustle, another means of making money. Then you need time for yourself. You need time to research that, and you need time for like your mental clarity. Because I know I do my 9 to 5, I do this on the side, but I actually need time for myself. But then I need time for like family members and whatnot, and friends and as well. It's by communicating very well, like telling people I'm busy because of so and so. I set a boundary, like I won't be available for so and so months. It makes them respect you more, and show them that you're inclined to like maintain a relationship, but you set certain boundaries for yourself. So it kind of lets other people know that I'm no busy, like don't waste my time. It's actually great, because it makes people like think not to waste your time. So the next thing I would say is follow your gut. So in previous examples, me going through like choosing the career that I wanted, I'm so thankful I did that instead of following other people's advice. I'm so thankful for that. But what I've noticed is that with your gut, you need to be logical about it. So in this part, you need to follow your gut. Look at evidence that's happening. before that has shown you that following your gut has been good. As you get older, your gut gets stronger because you've got evidence to back it, like past mistakes, past good things that happened, the times where you have followed your gut. Because I feel like that's more so is a natural like instinct. If you're not familiar with your gut and how it makes you feel, there are times when I need to make two decisions and I'm trying to follow my gut. My gut doesn't tell me anything. It's just confusing. Doesn't know. So you need to ask other people, other like ideally older people who've been in similar situations for advice, because they're more inclined to give you better advice. Like for example, I remember I wanted to move out. I thought moving out would be good, but then I'm at my part-time job. One of the workers was like, she's older, I think she has children. She was like, stay with your parents as long as you can. And after that advice that she gave me, that kind of abolished all of the ideals and like fancies of living by myself. Unless like I have loads of money and I would do that, but in this case, in this situation, I was like, okay, let me just hold off from doing that. Okay, and I don't regret it. I'm so thankful that I spoke to her about it till this day. So if you can't follow your gut, then do talk to other people who are older or have been in the same situation as you. Make sure you're careful of whom you've gotten the advice from. So go to people who are in a situation that you want. Go to people who are in a situation that you want to be in, or if there are people who are in a situation you don't want to be in, but they're giving you advice that kind of contrasts their current situation, then keep an eye out for that. But usually look for people who are in a situation where you want to be. And that's where you can get the best advice. And the next thing is to be kind, not nice. Like, be kind, like as in do kind actions. But to be like naive and nice, yeah, let's not do that. We can't be doing that anymore. I don't mean like to go on a rampage. So don't tell us that I told you to go on a rampage, just be angry all the time and mean. No. So when people first see me, they usually think I'm friendly. Like when you first like meet with me, you usually think I'm friendly and sweet, which is great, but it's like a double-edged sword, because that's a great positive attribute to have, but at the same time people can screw you over. Like people can take advantage of you, or like think you're weak, or like have no self-esteem if you're too nice and too like friendly. But deep down inside, I'm actually intentional. I know what I want now. I know which direction I want to go, and I don't want to do the opposite of that. So we're going to go that direction. I'm gonna move in a way that goes to that direction. Some other people may think, I'm like mean, cold-hearted, or what. No, it's like work needs to get done, things need to get done. I need to focus. I know that I don't have as much energy as other people to like do a laborious job and do like lots of work. Whereas I know that I have low level energy and I need to maintain my energy, but learn how to be consistent. Because of that, if I know which direction I want to go, I know that I can't be nice. I need to have some sort of like standard. I need to show that I've got backbone. Even in business, nice doesn't really pay the bills. Like you looking at all these successful people in business, they're not always known to be kind, but they get by. They are able to do it. Not that I advocate for it. I just to be kind. But you need to set boundaries, because then people might take advantage of you, walk all over you, or you might be too naive for the business. For example, my mum showed me like the African market, because we were buying groceries so she can make like African food. And then I'd never met one of the aunties there, and then she was introducing me to her. So she said, you can come here to buy your stuff, because I never saw the shop. And then I remember my mum was joking after, just about when we were going to leave. She was like, you can get a discount from her. And I was like, no, I don't want a discount, because I remember watching this short from Megan Thee Stallion, and she was paying a rapper, I forgot the rapper, but she was paying the rapper a full amount. She wanted to pay the full amount, because I think they were discussing how some people want like a discount or short amount, but Megan Thee Stallion was saying, if you're gonna respect these people or like work with them, you've got to pay them the full amount. Just because you're friendly with them, you're associate with them, you have to pay them the full amount, because that's what feeds them, that's what their work is worth. And I thought that was great. Like same with like my community, or like if I see fellow Africans, and I'll support like the businesses and whatnot. So if the business is good, of course, like the service, the business is good, the products are good, then yes, I will support it. My mum joked about it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna get a discount off of her, because I would not be supporting her fully, and I want to do that. And then I knew she was joking, but I was like, yeah, I'm happy to have that mindset. I want to have that mindset. And I got a free lolly in the end. It was like a chocolate lolly. So I got a free lolly. In this situation, being too nice can affect them. Like, if she actually was like, yeah, let me give you a discount, like, no, I want to, I want to help, I want to pay the full amount. It's like with a mother and a child. If the mother knows the child is allergic to a certain thing, I said allergic to peanuts, or that, but the baby toddler loves peanuts, or the kid loves peanuts, they love it so much, the mother's not going to be nice and be like, oh yeah, okay, you love it so much, so eat it, go eat it and kill yourself. No, they're not going to do that. They'll know, I don't care how much you like it, you're not going to eat that, because I want you to live a long life, long fabulous life. I want you to grow, experience life. I want you to do your best. I want you to live life and be happy, and die when you, like, you're old and you die naturally, and live longer than her, him, the mother or the father. So I'm like, be kind, not nice. Okay, anyway, that was the end of the video. That was a fun one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me how you're going to be a girl that gets instead of regrets, because I don't know, I don't want to live a life where I'm regretting. I want to live my life to the fullest. So I'm gonna go and get what I want. Okay, anyway, have a lovely day. Yeah, sparkle babes, and bye.